Yeah, fuck on. Hi, YouTubers. It's Redliipblonde. Sorry about my look. I'm not here to impress, and I broke my glasses. So, this is video 6 based on the truth. Seeking the truth through Marilyn Monroe's spirit. I just said a prayer and basically went to Marilyn and asked her to just come through in any way. And whatever popped into my head, popped into my head. And I will say this, 100% of the words that she's given me, I'm not a researcher. I didn't go and look up this information. I just got whatever word or date or numbers came into my head, and then afterwards went on the web and researched how these words are connected to her name. And everyone has led me down a path to a series of videos to find the truth. And I've found out more information than I ever knew prior to doing this. So I'm sharing it with you, and if you find any pieces of the words that I found, you can help me put it together, and we can find out information that she wants to give to the spirit to know the truth. And not just her death, but there's some interesting websites that I was taken to through the spirit, through her, that I found were very interesting. So today, video 6, the word that I was given was base 501. Now, in the last video I made, which was video 5, it was base with a different number. I can't recall it offhand. But it brought me to a UFO sighting that JFK, it was a government base, that the military were aware of some crash from an alien crash back in the early 50s. And I guess it said that Marilyn was found out through Kennedy when she was sleeping with him, some personal information that was top secret through our government, and was going to expose it. Well, this was one of the bases that she gave me, so you'll have to watch video 5, and you can listen to the details of the report I found online for the base that she gave me. And so today's base is 501, and this has to do with Korea, basically where she performed for all the military men back in the late 50s or early 60s. So I'd like to read the report. So, here we go. It's Daegu, Korea, February 20th. Amid a storm of flashbulbs and cheering troops, America's favorite sweetheart, Marilyn Monroe, left Korea last night. She bowed a tender farewell to more than 9,000 howling servicemen at the Daegu Air Force Open Air Theater. Miss Monroe completed her 4-day whirlwind tour of her now peaceful peninsula with the swan song performance of Anything Goes just before she took off to the Tommy, where husband Joe DiMaggio was waiting. Marilyn tapered off her morale-boosting swing through Korea with a show which electrified the large audience. She faced it in a form-fitting black gold-flecked dress cut like a California hot rod, singing her standard hit, Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. The blonde from Hollywood captivated her last audience in the same manner she enthralled her first, by just being Marilyn. The fans included many who had stalked out an early claim on the choice first few rows of seats 7 hours before the performance began. There were those who huddled in blankets while Mrs. DiMaggio braved a 30-degree cold in a summer dress. After the show, Marilyn returned to the stage to pose for more than 100 eager camera fans who crowded the stage, restrained by a cordon of MPs. Members of the cast which accompanied her throughout the trip across Korea exclaimed, "She's great, she's gorgeous, but she's even nicer than she's gorgeous." Although Miss Monroe was too pressed for time to grant a personal interview, a spokesperson from the troupe indicated that being under contract with 20th Century Fox, she could neither confirm nor deny reports that she indeed to give up her movie career for a family life with husband Joe DiMaggio. So that was one of the articles I got off Base 501, which was a Korean base that she performed for all these troops. So, again, like I said, all her words that she gave me have been 100% leading me down different paths and different interesting topics that I never knew. And so, I'd also like to discuss and read on the archives that I got from one of her words, which I believe was Bloomberg, was one of the names she gave me. And I have no idea what Bloomberg means. And basically, it got me to some information. Okay. And I will be doing that on the next few series of videos because it's a lengthy court report on who actually made out with the money after Marilyn died. And in brief, I can tell you that it involves a gentleman, Mr. Green, which I had no idea who that was, but I'll give some information on him because his name came up, as well as Strasburg and as well as Pat Newcomb. And those were the three people mentioned in this court document, excuse me, that I got online. I'm sorry you can't see it anyway. I was going to videotape it and have you all read it, but I will do some videos and read the article for you. And it's amazing because I had no idea that she was going to be taken to court. And it was an issue on her taxes and where she was supposed to be living at the time of her death, which everyone believed, like I did myself, that she was a resident of California. And apparently Mr. Green, who was a co-owner of Marilyn Productions, had stated that her residence was not California, it was New York, in order for not to have to pay taxes. At first he said he was not a co-owner of her Marilyn Productions, and then later after his death he said he was. So he made 75% of her assets, and so that's just an interesting fact, and we'll be going to video 6, and we'll be talking about the next word, Bloomberg, which is an interesting article. So stay tuned, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a good day.